Welcome, dear listener, to a cozy tale woven from the heart of a small Midwest town where snowflakes dance and the warmth of community shines brighter than any winter storm. Settle into your favorite chair, perhaps with a mug of hot cocoa, as we journey to Maplewood for the Snowy Day Cookie Festival, a story of laughter, sweetness, and the magic of togetherness. Let the gentle rhythm of falling snow carry you into this comforting world, narrated with care, just for you. The snow fell softly on Maplewood, a small Midwest town tucked between rolling hills and frozen creeks, blanketing the streets in a hush of white. Clara Thompson stirred in her bed, the faint patter of snowflakes against her window pulling her from a dream of warm ovens and chatter. She stretched, her arms reaching toward the ceiling, feeling the familiar ache of early mornings spent tending her beloved Maplewood bakery. Today was no ordinary day. It was the annual Snowy Day Cookie Festival, a tradition that had become the heartbeat of the town, drawing neighbors together to decorate cookies, share stories, and bask in the glow of fairy lights. Clara slipped her feet into fuzzy slippers, their warmth a comfort against the chilly hardwood floor. She padded to the kitchen, where the faint scent of yesterday's baking lingered, notes of vanilla and burnt sugar like a promise of the day ahead. The kettle hummed as she filled it, her movements automatic after years of this routine. While the water heated, she spooned loose-leaf chamomile tea into a metal tea ball, its delicate fragrance curling into the air as she poured hot water over it. Clara carried the steaming mug to her window seat, her favorite spot to watch Maplewood wake up. Outside, the world was a swirl of white, the streetlights casting golden pools on the snow-covered pavement. Her neighbor, Mr. Jenkins, hadn't yet risen to tend his winter roses, their thorny stems dusted with frost. Most of the town was still asleep, but Clara thrived in these quiet hours, knowing she'd soon open her bakery to greet her neighbors with warmth and sweetness. Sipping her tea, Clara's mind drifted to the festival. It was the one day each year when Maplewood's residents, young and old, gathered to decorate cookies and hang them on a towering metal cookie tree. The bakery, with its hand-painted door and swirls of red, green, and gold, would transform into a haven of laughter and creativity. She smiled, picturing the children's sticky fingers and the adults' nostalgic grins as they crafted edible ornaments. She finished her tea, washed the mug, and set it on a bamboo rack to dry. In her bedroom, she pulled on her favorite sweater, a knitted snowman with a lopsided grin, a gift from her late grandmother, whose recipes still guided Clara's baking. She wrapped a red scarf around her neck, slipped on her coat and gloves, and grabbed her umbrella, a cheerful green with yellow polka dots, its duck-shaped handle a quirky gift from a friend. Stepping outside, Clara felt the snow crunch under her boots. The air was crisp, carrying the clean scent of winter. She opened her umbrella, its bright canopy a splash of color against the gray sky, and began her walk to the bakery. The snowflakes danced around her, catching in her scarf and melting on her cheeks. Across the street, she glanced at Mr. Jenkins' window, expecting to see his tabby cat Muffin curled up on the sill. Instead, two cats, a tabby and a sleek black one, sat side by side, their tails entwined like a yin and yang. Clara chuckled softly. "Muffin's got a friend," she murmured, warmed by the thought of companionship on this snowy morning. The bakery's colorful door came into view, its vibrant hues peeking through the snow. Clara unlocked it, the familiar creak welcoming her home. She shook out her umbrella, leaving it to dry by the entrance, and flicked on the lights. The shop came alive, its wooden counters and glass cases gleaming softly. She bent down to plug in the fairy lights strung above the seating area, their golden twinkle casting a magical glow. Clara inhaled deeply, savoring the lingering aromas of coffee beans, flour, and a hint of caramel from yesterday's fudge. This was her sanctuary, a place where Maplewood's heart beat strongest. Today, the bakery would host more than its usual cinnamon rolls and coffee. The Snowy Day Cookie Festival required batches of sugar cookies, chocolate chip cookies, and stained glass cookies, their centers filled with melted hard candies. Clara had prepared most of the dough yesterday, but there was still work to do. She headed to the pantry, her magic room, where shelves brimmed with flour, sugar, and spices. She gathered ingredients: white and brown sugar, vanilla extract, baking soda, eggs, and a bag of colorful hard candies for the stained glass cookies. From the refrigerator, she retrieved softened butter, its creamy texture perfect for mixing. Back at the counter, Clara divided the ingredients by batch. For the chocolate chip cookies, she mixed dry and wet ingredients separately, then combined them, folding in the chips with care to keep them whole. Using an ice cream scoop, she portioned the dough onto trays and slid them into the oven. The warm, sugary scents soon filled the air, wrapping the bakery in comfort. For the stained glass cookies, she rolled out the chilled sugar cookie dough, using cutters to shape bells, trees, and snowflakes. With smaller cutters, she removed centers, creating windows for the candy. She crushed the hard candies into fine pieces, sprinkling them into the cutouts. The trays went into the oven, and Clara imagined the vibrant colors that would emerge: red, green, blue, and yellow, glowing like tiny stained glass windows. As the first batch baked, the door creaked open, and Seamus O'Connor, a retired schoolteacher and the bakery's most loyal customer, stepped inside. His coat was dusted with snow, his newspaper tucked under his arm. "Morning, Clara," he said, his eyes twinkling. "Smells like cookie day already." Clara grinned, pouring his usual black coffee. "You're just in time, Seamus. Chocolate chip or stained glass today?" He chuckled, settling at his favorite table by the window. "One of each if you'll let me play taste tester. Gotta make sure they're up to standard." "Of course," Clara said, laughing. She slid a plate with one of each cookie toward him. The chocolate chips still gooey, the stained glass cookie shimmering with a red candy center. Seamus took a bite, sighing contentedly. "Perfect as always," he said, winking. "You've outdone yourself this year." Clara returned to the counter, arranging decorating supplies for the festival. She pulled out sprinkles in every shape: stars, hearts, and tiny snowflakes, along with tubes of icing, colored gels, and jars of edible glitter. From the pantry's back corner, she retrieved the metal cookie tree, its branches designed to hold cookie ornaments. She set it up in the seating area, imagining it adorned with the day's creations. The oven beeped, and Clara pulled out the stained glass cookies, their candy centers glossy and vibrant. She arranged them on silver platters alongside yesterday's plain sugar cookies cut into snowmen, stars, and trees. The door opened again, and Rose Martinez, a librarian and Clara's close friend, entered, shaking snow from her scarf. "Clara, it's a winter wonderland out there. Perfect day for cookies."
Clara handed her a coffee, gesturing to the oven. "Just wait till you try the stained glass ones. I'm experimenting with lemon-flavored candy this year." Rose's eyes lit up. "You're spoiling us. Need help setting up?" "Always," Clara said, grateful for the offer. Together, they arranged platters on every table, each with cookies, icing, and decorations. The bakery buzzed with anticipation as the first guests arrived, a young family new to Maplewood, their twins toddling in matching red mittens. Clara waved them to a table, explaining they could start decorating anytime. An elderly couple, the Harrisons, followed, visiting their grandchildren for the holidays. They greeted Seamus warmly before settling near him. One by one, Maplewood's residents poured in. Children giggled, smearing icing on their noses, while adults swapped stories of past winters. The air filled with the clink of coffee mugs and the rustle of sprinkles. Clara moved between tables, offering tips on piping icing or suggesting color combinations. She paused to watch the twins, Emma and Ethan, decorate a snowman cookie with blue gel eyes and a sprinkle scarf. Their mother, Sarah, smiled shyly. "We've only been here a month, but this feels like home already," she said. Clara's heart swelled. This was why she loved the festival. It wasn't just about cookies, it was about weaving Maplewood's threads tighter. She glanced outside where snowflakes swirled thicker now, piling on lampposts and cars. A child at a nearby table gasped, pointing. "It's snowing harder!" she cried, tugging her father's sleeve. The room quieted as everyone turned to the windows, watching the snow transform the street into a sparkling canvas. Clara felt a pull to step outside, to feel the snow's magic herself. She slipped around the counter, grabbed her coat, and stepped into the cold. Outside, she spread her arms, twirling slowly as snowflakes landed on her cheeks and eyelashes. She laughed, sticking her tongue out to catch a flake, feeling like a child again. In the distance, a cardinal hopped across the snow, leaving tiny tracks. Clara's boots crunched, leaving her own prints. She waved to the bird, then headed back inside, brushing snow from her scarf. The bakery was alive with color and sound. Cookies took shape, snowmen with candy cane hats, trees with silver ball ornaments, stars dusted with gold glitter. Some guests hung their creations on the cookie tree, tying them with ribbons. Clara picked up a stained glass snowflake, its lemon yellow center gleaming. She took a bite, the buttery cookie melting on her tongue, the candy sharp and sweet. "Perfect," she murmured, echoing Seamus's earlier praise. As the afternoon unfolded, Clara noticed Rose chatting with the Harrisons, then Sarah. Curious, she caught Rose's eye. "What's the gossip today?" she teased. Rose grinned, lowering her voice. "Just spreading the word about your cookies. Sarah's already planning to bring her book club here next week." Clara laughed, touched by her friend's enthusiasm. She joined a table where the Harrison grandchildren, Lily and Max, were decorating with their grandparents. Lily proudly showed Clara a tree cookie with green icing and red sprinkle ornaments. "It's for the tree," she said, pointing to the metal branches. "It's beautiful," Clara said, helping her tie a ribbon to hang it. The cookie tree was filling up, a testament to the town's creativity. Seamus, finishing his third cookie, called out, "Clara, this tree's a masterpiece. You'll have to keep it up till spring." The laughter that followed warmed Clara more than her sweater. She poured herself a coffee, a rare midday treat, and sat with Rose and Seamus. They swapped stories, Seamus recalling a blizzard that stranded the town for days, Rose sharing how her library story time had kids begging for Clara's cookies. The snow outside thickened, but inside, the bakery was a cocoon of light and warmth. As the festival wound down, families packed cookies to take home, leaving a few on the tree for tradition. Clara noticed Sarah lingering, her twins asleep in the stroller. "Thank you," Sarah said softly. "This was our first big day here, and it felt right." Clara squeezed her hand. "You're part of Maplewood now. Come back anytime." As the last guests left, Clara and Rose tidied up, stacking platters and sweeping sprinkles. The cookie tree stood proud, its branches heavy with ornaments. Clara plugged in an extra strand of fairy lights, their glow reflecting off the snowy windows. She stepped back, taking in the scene, the cozy shop, the twinkling lights, and the lingering scent of cookies. This was her home, and these people were her family. Outside, the snow fell steadily, cloaking Maplewood in quiet beauty. Clara thought of her grandmother, whose recipes had sparked this tradition. She felt her presence in every cookie, every smile. As she locked the bakery door, umbrella in hand, Clara glanced at the cookie tree through the window. It stood as a symbol of the day's joy, a reminder that even in the coldest winter, warmth could be found in shared moments. She walked home, snowflakes catching in her scarf, her heart full. Tomorrow, she'd bake cinnamon rolls and greet her regulars, but tonight, she'd dream of snow and cookies, knowing she was exactly where she belonged. Thank you, dear listener, for joining us in Maplewood's Snowy Day Cookie Festival. May your days be filled with warmth and sweetness, just like Clara's bakery. Until next time, rest well and dream of cozy moments.